Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Dumpcast. I am your lovely leader, Dump Truck, and it has been quite some time since I made a video like this, or I guess not a video, but a podcast. I mean, I haven't made a video either. I have been just swamped lately with just life and making big life decisions and moving out into my first real adult apartment. I guess it's not really real. Like, there's like this thing when you, pardon me, go into college, where you move off of like the dorms and you can move into an apartment nearby. And I don't think this is a very common thing, but you have these like kind of split apartments where you can also still have like someone living in like you basically have a roommate basically, and they, maybe I'm just dumb. maybe this is a normal thing. But I feel like it's a very like college town thing to have like 4-bedroom apartments that you have split between like 4 people and all that crap. But I have a 2-bedroom apartment at the moment, with my sister, and she's out of town right now. And I figured, you know what, I might as well dive back into this since I have been thinking and I'm alone. So why not make a little video that you know, could get out some thoughts. I've been thinking a lot about revolution, which has been very fun. I've been thinking about okay, I'm not gonna beat around the bushes. Politics. Before the election was just so like deadly into listening to political content and diving myself into everything that had to do with politics. I was remembering senators' names. The second you start remembering senators' names that's like not from your state, you might need to like look at what you're doing with your life or get a poli-sci major. And I just don't have the time to get another major. I can't, another degree. I can't. So I got rid of YouTube. I got rid of every like political, like my main like YouTube channel that I watch videos on. I can't watch YouTube videos on that anymore because it's just like the algorithm is completely and utterly like drenched in political content, and I can't do it. I can't do it right now. I have been taking a long break from the internet. My screen time has gone down 89%. I just saw it today. I just deleted YouTube off of my phone for the second time. It's a back and forth. We're a will they, won't they kind of thing. And I do this thing where I know that I'm gonna try to go crawling back to her, so I go through my screen time, I go content restrictions, and then I go web content, and then I blocked, because this is another thing that I think is really annoying about just like Apple's like content blocker system is, and I could also be wrong by this, but this is just what I figured out, is that you have like you can either choose like to be completely unrestricted, and then you can have block adult websites, and then there's allow websites, and there's like, in my head, you can only allow like certain websites, so it's like I would only be able to watch like if I got onto like Safari onto my phone and I'd put in YouTube, it wouldn't let me, but if I put in Cool Math Games, I allowed that to be on my phone, so I'd be able to get that. And I don't have the time of day to write down every website other than YouTube, so I just click block adult websites and then add website, and then I put YouTube, which can be kind of annoying because I can't really get like regular news or like some websites. Like I looked up Chapel Roan's vinyl the other day because I wanted to know like what songs were on it. Obviously, it's the songs that she has, but I don't know. For some reason, I thought it would have one of her newer songs on it that she hasn't released yet. This is so annoying to me. I'm sorry. Release the music. I'm so tired of I'm so tired of getting on YouTube and typing in The Giver and then getting just like the choppiest audio of her singing that song, and then like my friends are like, what song is that? And it's like I have to like go through because I can't get on YouTube on my phone, so I have to like get my laptop out, or I have to get get on my TV and then look up the song, and then they just get like the choppiest audio too, and it's like it's a banger. Every one of her like unreleased new songs are bangers. I want them. Give them to me. And I was praying I would buy a limited edition vinyl. I don't like to buy vinyls very often. I bought like the last vinyl I bought was for Over the Garden Wall, and it was the Storytime read along one, which I fell asleep to after like the first listen to. So it was definitely worth the purchase. But like I don't care about like the color of the vinyl. I don't care if it has the content that I want on it, then I don't care. And if it doesn't have, I keep on referring to the song as Liberty. It's Subway, but like if you look them up right now, if you look up Subway, it's gonna be her dressed as Lady Liberty. So I keep on thinking it's Liberty and then, Cowboy, Liberty and Cowboy. But that's Subway and then Giver. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, so I deleted YouTube off my phone, and it's been really helpful to my mental state. And in a sense, like, I have been taking steps to bettering myself, and I've been, like, really trying to work out lately. 2024 has been, like, a very big year for me. 23, not so much. 24, I have exploded. I have combusted. Many things have happened. I left the country for the first time in my life, which was insane and awesome, and I had a fantastic time. And I may or may not have gotten engaged. I'm not sure if I should talk about this, but she doesn't have my YouTube channel, so what is she gonna do about it? What else? You know, I mean, the two big things that happened in 1 year is enough for me to be like, okay, that's a lot. But I have just realized, like, I want to do better with myself and with my time and the things I do, and dedicate more time to the things that I'm passionate about. But I feel like the way that I can do those things is by taking better care of myself. So I have been lately, well, it started with going back to the gym. I, back in high school, went to the gym my senior year, like, every day before I'd go to work, before I'd go to school. I would get in, or it was usually after I went to school, actually. But I would get in my workout, and I wasn't really, like, very buff, but I was definitely slimming down a little, because I've also, like, always been a heavier gal. Like, right now, my highest weight I've been right now is 240, which, not too bad. But I am also, I'm 5'3", so that is kind of bad. And my family has, like, a history of heart disease and diabetes, so I, like, should probably take care of myself or whatever if I want to live for longer than 76, which, oh my god, a lot of people in my family have died before they've even reached 70. It's scary. It is scary. But I'm gonna take care of myself. This is 2024 is the year that I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing these things. So I went to the gym. I've been going to the gym for consistently 6 months now. I know. Which actually, for me, is an insane feat. These feet are fucking crazy, dude. They're going wild. They're barking up a wall. Dogs are not friendly. Let me tell you what. Especially after I get off that treadmill. Ooh. I have the rattiest sneakers that I work out in. I have never had, like, okay, I've had good sneakers my whole life. Like, my mom and dad have always provided very nice, like, I'd get some nice Nikes, but those, like, Nikes would last me for, like, 5 years, and then it would get to the extent that, like, those, first of all, like, those are the only shoes that I would usually wear to school. I would get, like, one nice pair of shoes that I would wear to school, and it was usually my tennis shoes. And these tennis shoes would always end up getting just a hole in them. And my pinky toe would stick out of them all the time. And that's when I knew it was about time that I got new shoes. But then we would probably wait another year until I got new shoes. And I've gotten to that point with my shoes right now, which is really disappointing because I love them. I love them. They're nice Puma not sneakers, but tennis shoes. They're Puma tennis shoes. They're very comfortable. They look cool, which, like, I usually would get, like, the brightest pink or, like, neon blue sneakers as a kid, because I was just like, yeah, sure, Mom, put them on my feet. They fit. Cool, let's leave. I don't want to be here anymore. I hate Dunhams. But I need to get new tennis shoes. I go for a run, and the padding on the balls of my feet is just gone. It is gone. The inside, like cushion for my shoe is just, like, completely worn down. And this is, like, for all of my shoes. I have bad shoes. I will never understand sneaker bros because I do not value the shoe. I'm sorry. I don't. If I could get one pair of shoes that, like, would fit me right and I could use in any situation and wear them for the rest of my life, I would. But the thing is there's too many things that I have to do with my shoes. There's, like, I can't go to the beach. And I live in Michigan. Don't quote me on that. And so I go to the Great Lakes enough, and I cannot go swimming in them the majority of the time because I'll forget some sort of, like, water shoe because there's just rocks in these lakes. I mean, sure, you can go to places that don't have rocks in these, like, locations, but I do. I go to the places with rocks because I like to look for Petoskey stones or any stones that look cool in general. Sue me. And I have recently, I went to Sam's Club, like, this past year, and I, first of all, got tricked because their signage there is so annoying because they have, like, they stack the pricings, and so what you think is, like, $5 ends up being, like, 13 or some crap like that, because they were meaning, oh, it's the bottom when you were looking at the wrong one. And there was one where I was looking at it and the sign had Crocs and clogs, which, like, to me, they both started with a C and they both have an O in it, so I don't care what it is. They're probably the same thing. I didn't acknowledge that they were clogs. I did not acknowledge that there were other shoes. I just saw $16 for Crocs, dude. $16. That's a great deal. Now, this is what I'm paying $50 a month, a year, not a month. Oh my God. This is what I'm paying $50 a year for. That and the gas. Oh, the gas. Get $10 cents cheaper, which is enough for me to go crazy. Which, like, okay, probably not the best deal that you can get on gas, but I still brag about, like, my 10 cents cheaper gas. And then my sisters be like, ew, the gas isn't as good. It's like, who gives a shit? It's gas, dude. Does your car run? Okay, then it's gas. We're good. God, annoying. Anyway, my Crocs situation. I go and I buy the Crocs, $16, it charges me $32. And I'm like, what the hell? That's like double the amount of the Crocs that I was wanting to buy. What did I do? I don't have big feet. They're not going to charge me extra for having, like, I have average feet. I may not be average sized, but I have average feet and I pride myself in my average feet. God. So I get the Crocs anyway because I don't want to go all the way back. I am not someone who goes back to the store to return things. I don't know. Like, I have mad respect to anyone that's capable of, like, oh, I have until Sunday to go get these taken care of. I'm gonna go take it. I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna replace it and I'm gonna get some in-store credit because I forgot my recipe. And I can't do that. I can't. First of all, the line just too long. Even if there's no one there, the line is still too long because if there's no one at the waiting in line, there's no one at the counter. So I'm not gonna get helped. I don't mess around with that. I will just keep my product or I will try to pawn it off on someone who will actually take care of it. But the thing is, these Crocs, fantastic choice I'm keeping because they are now my new water shoe and they work wonders in the water. I don't have to worry about cutting my foot on a rock anymore. It's great. Crocs are great water shoes. I don't care. When I went to France, and I had my Crocs. I had my Crocs on. I brought my Crocs with me because I had full intentions of going to the beach. And I stayed with a host family, and they made fun of me for my Crocs because they were like, "Oh, you're so American. You're wearing Crocs." We're like, "Yeah, I am American, bitch. Freedom-loving, Croc-loving ass American. If I'm American for wearing Crocs, sue me. Sue me. I don't care. That's the one thing that I am proud to be an American where I wear Crocs, which I never even knew was a thing, and I don't think it is. I think they're weird. I think they're weird for that one. I think that Crocs are 100% I don't know. Maybe I don't pay enough attention to other people from other countries. I live in my little bubble, but they should wear Crocs. I'm not a fan of the little button things that you put in them. They're cute, don't get me wrong, but it's I am a functional gal. I'm gonna wear those Crocs in the water, and if I lose my little widget or whatever they call it, I am gonna cry. I once lost a pin because I was in 8th grade, and I had a pin that I put on the strap of my ukulele because I was one of those kids. I was walking around by a pond, which lost the pin in the pond. But I'm pretty sure that someone let their goldfish, a few of their goldfish loose. And hi, Gus. Hi. What? Meow. Anyway, someone must have left one of their goldfish in this pond, which was a nature preserve, by the way, and they left their goldfish in the pond, and now it is just infested with goldfish. There are so many of them in there. It is insane. So, do I think they deserve to die? No. Do I think that my pin being in there is... Okay, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. But, goldfish are an invasive species. So, I did them a service? I don't know. But I dropped that in there and I cried. And I cried so much that my friend who got me the pin in the first place bought me another one because I was just so distraught by the fact that I lost this pin. Anyway, Crocs, great purchase. But then you have, okay, you need a fancier shoe. I have a fancier shoe. I bought it from Walmart, $25. Nice little. I dress more masculine, so I was I don't buy high heels and stuff like that. So I have my nice dress shoes, which used to be my Dinkles from marching band. I used to just wear my marching band shoes out wherever, and then get laughed at, which is completely fair. If I saw someone walking out with Dinkles on, I would laugh at them. Are you kidding? What are you doing? This is a fancy formal event and you're wearing your marching band shoes, you fucking nerd. Anyway, so you gotta have your dress shoes, you gotta have your water shoes. Then you gotta have your, workout shoes, which is my Pumas right now, and they have the pinky hole. My pinky's going through right that hole. My pinky's going right through that hole. And I need a new one that will keep my pinky contained. Because, like I said, these dogs are wild. They are not friendly. They will get you. I'm lucky that the gym that I go to is always, dead. It is dead empty. Because I go to my gym at my, apartment complex. that I get for free for having rent. And I go at like 7 o'clock in the morning. No one ever wants to get up that early, especially in the winter months. I love the winter months. I don't so much like New Year's, because people are like, I'm starting off my year strong. I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna get a good workout in. And it's like, love that for you. Can you be quiet? Can you be quiet? Come here. Stinky thing. Nasties. A little nasty. I don't know if the meows are being picked up, but I have a very mouthy cat. But, yeah. Going to the gym, 7 o'clock in the morning. Very nice. Winter months, no one wants to go to the gym. New Year comes, everyone wants to go to the gym. And everyone is willing to, like, fight a little bit for, like, the first 2 weeks to, like, be like, get out in the cold and go to the gym and deal with it. And, like, it sucks, whatever, bleh. And then they do it, and then they stop doing it, which is pretty good for me. By February, I'm usually, like, it's back to normal, and it's just me. So I like that. So I need new tennis shoes. And then you have your, like, everyday shoes, which have crossovered with my work shoes. Because I get these, once again, Walmart shoes that are, like, tread safe. I wear them to work, and they are extremely comfortable. I don't fuck with those Dr. Souls gel bullshit. I'm sorry. I bought one of those, not like, tread safe Dr. Scholl's. Scholl's? It would be better if it was Souls. Come on. Like, tread safe shoes, and I had to buy another pair of, like, the little, like, memory foam foot cushion to put underneath that, because I stood for 8 hours straight in one spot, and my feet felt like they were stepping on cement. And then I got these new shoes, of which I stand for 8 hours straight again, and I don't feel so much pain. It's starting to get worse because, you know, these are really old. Like I said, they're part of my everyday shoes now. So they're part of my everyday shoes, but they're also my work shoes, so they're nasty. Two, I wear them everywhere, so I have to get new shoes. Thankfully, they're only like $30, but because they're only like $30, I have to buy new shoes more often. But if I could just get those shoes and have them be, like, my shoes forever, I think I'd be okay with that. I don't think that, like, don't get me wrong, a fit can come together really well if you have the right shoes for it. And, like, I appreciate people who are, like, putting together very nice outfits, and they have, like, these nice shoes, and it all looks very nice together. I'm not that girl. I'm not. I just want to I want to slide. I need these shoes to be enough that I can just slide on. I don't have to retie them. I don't like retying shoes, because it just reminds me that I'm fat. It just reminds me that I'm chunky. I have bazonkas. I got big old boobs, and I cannot bend over fully. I can't tuck my knee into my chest because my chest meets my knee way too fast. And so I can't fully, like, reach down and tie my shoes in a comfortable way unless I have, like, a nice little pedestal to put my shoe up on, like an old fancy man, like a duke of, like, Europe. You know, those dukes of Europe. They get their little foot pedestals and they can tie their shoes real easy. I need to get one of those shoe horns. Oh, those shoe horns you can put in the back of your shoe. I have such a problem, and this is inherited from my father. He has a thing where he puts on his shoes, but he doesn't, like, hold back the back of the shoe, and it gets pushed down. It is a pet peeve of mine to see shoes like that, because I hate it because it ruins the shoe to me, because the back is the support that keeps your shoe on your foot, and I never know when I need to run, but I will be able to run for 5 seconds, and I will be out of breath, and I will do it with my shoes fully on my foot, thank you. get out of my face with that bull crap, shoving my foot in and then leaving the back and folding it down. But the thing is like I shove my foot into the shoe with the shoe tied, because once again, don't like tying my shoe, and it just like the top part of it folds down, and so then I have to just wrestle with my foot until it just perfectly lines up and puts on the back of my foot like it's supposed to in the first place. And then I'm comfortable. Then I'm at peace with the world. Then I'm happy. And it's beautiful. And I love it. I need shoes with stronger backs. I need a stronger back. I need shoes with a stronger back. Can we get this, please? They're gonna cost about the same. Anyway, I'm doing good when it comes to like my like goals. So one thing that I've like kind of come to an agreement with myself for is that I am going to have to lose some weight. And I like being a bigger girl, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the weight that, not really the weight that I'm at, but the way that I am right now. I've got a 40 some, I think it's like 40 inches now. Before I started working out, I had a 44-inch waist, and now it's gone down to a 40-inch waist. I would like to get down to like a 38, 36, only because I want to be able to shop at Sam's Club again. I want to go back to Sam's Club and be able to buy actual clothes from there, because they only go up to like 40. And like, okay, this is like a bit, it might be alien to those who don't shop in the men's section. Ladies out there with the 16s and the 18s and like the 8, the 4s, the whatever. A men's, I believe it's like a men's 40 is like a woman's 18, depending on the place that you go. But when I wear women's clothes, I wear an 18. When I wear men's, I wear a 40, or like 40 to 44, you know, depending on how stretchy they are, you know. And so I want to be able to shop there comfortably and buy like clothes that like fit me properly. And this isn't something that like really affected me for a long time. Like, I didn't really care about it growing up, because I shopped in the Husky Boys section. I was a Husky boy. I was a Husky girl shopping in the Husky Boys section. And it never really like hit me what Husky meant, because I fucking loved Huskies. I loved Huskies, and I thought my mom was just really good at pandering towards me. So I was like, I'll go in the Husky Boys section. That sounds awesome. That sounds great. I'm gonna get a Minecraft shirt. Awesome. And so I never really paid attention to it until I had a coworker who is also a heavier lady. And I was talking to her, and she always wears like a skirt to work. And I asked her, I'm like, why do you always wear a skirt? And she's like, I can't find any other clothes that fit me. Like, I can't find any pants that fit me. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, like they've got stuff like here that you could get that I wear. It's like a 40 some inch, blah blah blah. And she's like, oh honey, that's not gonna work. I am like an extra larger. I don't even remember what she said, but she was talking about how, like, you know, Walmart doesn't carry her clothes, and it's like, this is something that's like really awful. And I think that it's like not even in on like the body positivity movement, because like a lot of people get in on the body positivity, and it's like, it can get annoying. I understand where people are coming from both sides, I really do. But I think that the body positivity movement isn't so much accepting like women when they're, or not women, but like people in general, accepting people in general for being heavier and saying like, oh, you know, it's okay to be like, no, because how do I put this properly? if you are at a weight that is unhealthy for your body, you still deserve to dress well, and you still deserve like the human respect of being able to wear clothes that fit you right and you feel confident in. And I feel like that's where the body positivity movement is for me. That's like, because a lot of people, they frame it as like, oh, you want people to like to be obese, to be like it's acceptable to be obese. And it's like, it's hard to be skinny. We as a human race have like so efficiently been capable of keeping calories in everything that we do, that like the food that we buy, especially in America, the food that we buy, it has such high calories, we have such appetites, that we are capable, like we are like in like before like caveman times, let's say, our body, our minds, our main drive is literally eat, 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 reproduce, eat, 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 eat. Like an animal, you know? This little cat of mine, well, she's not mine, but we'll get into that later. This little cat wakes me up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and meows to be fed immediately. And as soon as that bowl's gone, she's asking for more. It's like we're not built to be like, oh, I'm not going to eat today, or I'm not going to do this. We're built to eat. We are. Okay? Just fucking accept it. We're built to eat. You're allowed to eat. You're allowed to be bigger. That's fine. Because that's how humans work. So when we have built a society that, like, contributes to that, that gives you the food, that gives you the calories, and then we make fun of people who, like, use it. We make fun of people who are heavier for that reason. That's so stupid to me. That's so dumb. And it's like, it's something that, like, not a lot of people, like, if you are skinny, I doubt you very much think about, like, people who can't fit into clothes. People who can't, like, go to the store and just buy clothes off of the shelf. They have to, like, special order clothes and crap like that. And it's like, this is a reason, and like, this is a reason why a lot of people end up getting heavier, is because they get embarrassed or ashamed to even go outside. I know that when I first got into college, that's when I put on 45 pounds. I was originally 180. I put on 45 pounds, and then I put on another 10 pounds. And it was a lot of emotional eating. I'm definitely an emotional eater. I missed my family, and I was stuck inside constantly because I didn't have many friends. But even when I did finally get friends, like, they'd want to go to the pool, and my swimsuit is literally like a shirt and shorts, and you will not find me in anything other than that. That's all I will wear, and I feel so uncomfortable and so exposed. It's so weird to be in a room where you're dressed more than the people around you, and they're looking at you like you're weird. So it's like that, like, shame of feeling afraid to even go outside to, like, do certain things. Getting clothes, like, at the time I didn't have any clothes that fit me properly because I had clothes that I had from high school. So when I didn't have clothes that would fit my new body, with more weight, I would wear, like, the extra large hoodies that I had that was ordering, because thank God baggy shit was in fashion while I was in high school. Thank God. Or else I would have been naked in college. It would be so embarrassing. God. So just that feeling of just, like, feeling exposed when clothes are too tight and feeling that everyone is looking at you, it's not a good feeling. It's really not. And I think that people are allowed that human decency to get some dang clothes that fit them. And when it comes to, like, big stores like Walmart, you can afford to, like, put out some cheap clothes for people who need it, you know? Like, I feel like places like that. I can kind of understand like certain stores, like even like H&M. I can understand where like brand names have a hard time like accommodating for people who are heavier because they can only put out certain amount of clothes. But then you look at like Shein, they put out like 1.3 million different designs a year. They are able to like do like not amazing. It is it's bad. I'm not on Shein's side. I want that in the books. I want that written down. I want that noted dutifully that I do not support Shein. I hate Shein. I hate her. But they at least were capable of accommodating to what I know, to the extent of my knowledge. They were better at accommodating that because they're capable of putting out so much clothes. They're capable of putting out that much, and it's like that. No, that's not good. It's bad for the environment. But think of how easy it is for them to do that. You know how easy it is for them to break laws and have people make clothes and to make children. You know how easy it is for kids to make clothes with their little hands. Oh man, I don't support child labor. That was a joke. I don't support child labor. But yeah. I don't remember where I was going with that. Clothes. Kids making clothes and all that fun stuff, yeah. So don't feel bad if you don't feel comfortable going out in the clothes that you're wearing. You have the decency, or you deserve the respect to be able to have those clothes. I never realized, like, when she said that, I'm like, oh, when I go to, like, H&M, when I go to, like, PacSun, which is not very often, not a lot of it will fit me. There's, like, maybe one thing in the entire store that'll possibly fit me. And it is crappy and is also like kind of a motivating force as to why I want to lose a little bit of weight. But there's other reasons. I'm more focused really on my health because, as I said earlier, my family has a history of heart problems, of diabetes, and I want to be able to like live past 70. So I want to start doing better health-wise. Things with a diet, though, or like things with like working out, trying to, take better care of yourself, is that you also have to take into consideration your diet, and that is where I fall completely off. I'll be lucky if I get one vegetable and one fruit in a day. Otherwise, I really don't, and I have to make a conscious effort to be able to do that. It's a bit of a problem. My microphone keeps going out. It's not fun. I'm working with it. Anyway, my diet is gonna be like the next step. So I have like a step program of what I'm going for. I'm going back to the gym. Got that down. I'm consistently doing that. Need to stack something else on top of that. I've been moving towards sleep. I've been working on sleep, which I was talking to my fiance the other day. And she was like, well, have you considered that you might be part of the sleep? Because I was looking at my phone, and my phone was, like, you can go into, like, the health app, and you can see, like, the hours that you get of sleep each night. I have been getting, for the past, like, 6 months, even before, since, like, May, since my fiance moved out, since May, I have been getting less than 6 hours of sleep every night. Every night. I don't know how I've been surviving. I don't know how I've been doing it, but I get less than 6 hours of sleep every night. And my fiance brings this up to me. She's like, have you considered you might be part of the sleepless elite? I said, that sounds cool. Looked it up. And apparently there's a group of people that can basically function outside of, like, their sleep schedule. I don't know. They could function throughout the day normally, and you normally are, like, high energy, only on like less than 7 hours of sleep a night. And I'm like, oh, maybe could be me. I have been I do have a lot of energy. I am capable of like keeping it going throughout the day. I don't normally get tired until like 8 o'clock, and then I have waves. It comes in waves. Like, I'll be tired for a little bit, and then I'll do something, and I'm awake. And I'll be awake until 12. And usually I go to bed at 12, I get up at 6, go to the gym. And, so, that could be a possibility. It's only, like, 3% of the population, which is, like, making me think, like, it's probably not me. I don't know if this is something I can get diagnosed with. Sleepless elite. Put that on my resume. Ooh, put that on my resume? Oh, they would be so, like, okay. Girlie doesn't need to sleep as much as the others. Hired. I'm gonna think about that one. I am trying to go into therapy, though. So that, I don't know how much of, like, a benefit that's gonna be. But maybe on a 24-hour call center, that could be me. This is something I also feel like I inherited from my dad, because my dad works night shifts, so that man gets 4 hours of sleep a night. But he is also the bitchiest person I've ever met, so maybe not. So that's my next step. I'm going gym, go into sleep. I'm getting more sleep now, because like I tried looking into like see if the health benefits are the same for like people who are part of the sleepless elite. I feel like I'm a Marine Corps. I feel like I'm a Navy SEAL when I say sleepless elite. Well, like, if I get less than 6 hours of sleep and I can function normally, is sleeping more gonna actually benefit me? I think yes. Here's why. I think that I'll be able to avoid diabetes, because I looked up at like some of the benefits. Some of the benefits is like, you know, okay, actually it's more of like the adverse of the side effects. I looked up the side effects. The side effects are like, you could get diabetes. You could, which like, that is something that shows up like everything that I look up. I look up like, my back hurts, and it'll be like, you're diabetic. I'm like, fuck. I don't want to get diabetes. It's like my biggest fear, because my biggest fear is needles. My second fear is diabetes, and those go hand in hand in my head, because you need insulin, and I can't deal with putting insulin on myself. I can't put a needle into my body. I can't do it. I'm gonna have to hire someone else to do it. If I ever become diabetic, and Lord, I'm doing the cross, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, Jesus, all of the above, please do not let me get diabetes, because I cannot. I've tried getting over my fear of needles. I can't do it. And you will not make me. I will die of diabetes before I will get a needle in my body. So I've just been trying to avoid diabetes in general. And so when I see like, oh, you could get diabetes for not sleeping a lot, okay, I'll sleep 8 hours a night. I'll do that. Okay. And then there's also like weight gain, which like makes sense. And it also makes sense as to why I gained weight, because I'm trying to pinpoint the reason why I gained so much weight since I came to school, because I gained 45 pounds. And like a lot of people, like, I've heard of the freshman 15. 15 makes sense. You're out of the house for the first time by yourself, and you're eating by yourself. But the thing is, I had been eating by myself for like years. Since high school, since I could feed myself, I've been eating by myself. So why is it just now that my body's like, okay, you're gonna kick it in a high drive and we're gonna gain so much weight? It's because it's like, have a baby? I don't want a baby. You could shut the fuck up about that. I don't care. I think that part of the reason is that I started smoking pot more. It is illegal in my state. It's illegal, so I can say that. I loved smoking it. I would take edibles, actually, at first, but then I've gone into more smoking. I'm more of a social smoker now, but edibles were like my main deal, because you could sneak them around, because my campus does not allow that. And hypothetically, I did this. This is all hypothetical, of course, in case anyone from my school is listening. It's hypothetical. Hypothetically, I took edibles. That were, totally off of school grounds. I did this off of school grounds, if I did it in the first place, which I didn't. So I would walk to, the school, like, dorm store, because in the dorms, there's a little store you can go to, and you can use your, like, school credit apparently, like, with my tuition, I get $300 of school credit, which is so obnoxious. That's so annoying. I'm paying so much a year to go here, and they give me $300 and be like, here you go. Go spend it wherever you like. Have fun. And, so I spent it on the ice cream in that, store. I go to the store, I get some ice cream. I'd eat a pint a week. For a while, there was a pint a week. Then it was like a pint every day. I drank energy drinks, which, let me say, energy drinks, contributor to diabetes. No matter how you spin it. No matter how you spin it, it is contributing to your diabetes. It's the caffeine content and the sugar supplement. If you're doing, I know, like, a lot of, like, Celsius, or Reign stuff or whatever are all, like, 0 sugar, 0 calories. All you're getting is just piss and caffeine. And, that's great, but it's not, because you have, like, a million different, like, sweeteners in there that will basically do the same thing as sugar. What do you think you're, like, avoiding when you do that? You're not avoiding anything. You're still gonna have, like, glucose level problems. It's gonna be a problem still. And no matter whether it's sugar-free, it's caffeine as well that can spike these levels in your body and make it hard for you to control your blood sugar, which is a contributing factor to, guess what? Diabetes. So, my sophomore year in college, I was having severe anxiety. And so I went to free counseling. Shout out free counseling. You get free counseling. Like, most colleges, to my knowledge, you get free counseling. So check that stuff out. It is well worth your time. You have very nice people. And, like, the thing, like, the difference between, like, counseling and therapy. Counseling, you want to go to first, because that's where they deal with, like, more mild cases. If you have a more, like, extreme case, let's say, like, you have ADHD, but you're undiagnosed. If you have that, then they'll be able to identify some signs, and if they believe that it is out of their hands and they want to get you, like, a proper diagnosis and stuff, you go to therapy. So there's different levels of it. You go to therapy. You can skip that level and go straight to therapy if you want to, but you don't have to. If you have free counseling at your college, take advantage of that. It's so worth it. But then you go to therapy, and then therapy is like, oh, okay, you definitely have ADHD, bud. Like, you gotta get that taken care of. You go to a psychiatrist. They give you the proper diagnosis. They give you the medication. In that process, you should still be going to therapy. This is like a big, like, asterisk, footnote, whatever you needed to put next to this. So you remember, you still have to go to therapy when you are diagnosed with some sort of disorder. Any disorder you should be that you are diagnosed with. Go to therapy, you idiot. I'm sorry. I love you. Go to therapy. I am so tired of people like, yeah, I got diagnosed with, like, ADHD so long ago, and I've just been taking Adderall for now. Go to therapy. They will teach you coping mechanisms. It's not for everyone, don't get me wrong, but they will teach you coping mechanisms. They'll find a way that works for you, because medication is not, like, the end game. That's like, you can, don't get me wrong, again, you can take medication. I'm not going to try to control you. It's a free-ish country. I'm not going to stop you from taking medication for the rest of your life. But if you are interested in not taking medication for the rest of your life, go to therapy. Get your medication. Go to therapy. Still take your medication. Continue to go to therapy. Like, eventually they should be able to lower your medication levels. And eventually you'll just be using medication as a way to deal with more extreme, like, anxiety, or more extreme depression, more extreme, like, focus problems. I don't know what it is for ADHD. But, yeah, go to therapy when you do that. My second, like, pet peeve with that, too, is, don't go to your primary care doctor about your mental illness problems, because they are not qualified to help you with your mental problems. They just aren't. They know physical stuff, and that's about it. They should not, and this is another footnote, put your little asterisk, put your little number by it, circle, star, highlight. they should not be allowed to give you medication for a mental illness that they diagnosed you with, because they don't have the ability to diagnose you with it. Just because they went to medical school does not mean that they know how to diagnose people. There are some like practitioners that have like the DSM, which is the Diagnostic and Statistics Manual, I believe, which is like the handbook for psychology and like therapists and all that fun stuff and diagnosing people. But that is not enough to give you like a full diagnosis. They have like a list of questions that you can ask for like people who may be thinking they might have ADHD or depression or anxiety and stuff like that. And they can look it through and they can ask you these questions, and if they hit like a certain amount of boxes on these questions, they're like, okay, we can make an assumption that you have this, but we can't fully diagnose you with it, because they still need to have this like report with you. They still need to like know all of the outside sources. This is what counseling did for me when I started going to my free counseling. Emphasis on the free. I told her I was having really bad anxiety. I was also living out of my car basically this entire year. It was a whole debacle. I had this fallout with my roommate. I felt uncomfortable being there, so I mainly did actually live with my fiance, my girlfriend at the time. And when she wasn't in town, I would live with my sister. And if she wasn't in town, I'd just be chilling in my car. I avoided that apartment or that dorm like the plague. And it was rough, and I was going through a lot of like anxiety problems. Anxiety's always been a big issue with me. I grew up in a crazy household, so it makes sense why I'd have a little bit of anxiety. But I don't think that it was anything that like I should be diagnosed with. I think that I've done a pretty good job with like coping with it so far. But the problem with this is that I was drinking energy drinks constantly, and my energy drink consumption caused my anxiety to get worse. Oh, just one moment. Gosh. I had to readjust. But the energy drink consumption, the caffeine would make my heart race, and that would make me feel more anxious, and I was having more panic attacks. I was having like anxiety attacks. I was not having a good time. And so I go to my counselor, and she asked me if I drink energy drinks, and I go, well, yeah. And she's like, cut it out and then come back to me. And so I did, and I immediately saw a change. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. I feel so much calmer. I feel more in control of my emotions, of who I am. I feel like myself again. And I had been drinking energy drinks since high school, since I had started working at this pizza place, and they had energy drinks there, and everyone there drank it too. And they're like, oh, you're feeling a little tired, just get an energy drink, you'll feel better. And it worked. It was like a miracle. My legs hurt, and I drank a little sip for that kickstart. I had kickstart. I drink nasty energy drinks. I don't drink good energy drinks. I never did. I drank Kickstart, and when they stopped selling Kickstart at the pizza place, they started selling Rise, which is now known as Mountain Dew energy drinks. They got sued for the name, obviously, because there's like a caffeine or caffeinated, like highly caffeinated, I think, coffee brand called Rise. And so they got sued for their name, and they had to change it, and they changed it to Mountain Dew Energy, and then everyone stopped buying it, and it stopped showing up places, and now I can't find it anywhere. I feel like I was the only person drinking it, because if I wasn't, then maybe it would still be here. If I stopped drinking it, if I was drinking it still, maybe it'd still be here. But yeah, I stopped drinking that, and I've had a few run-ins. I've drank a few Celsiuses every now and again. I have to tell myself to stop, For a while there, I was drinking those, like, half Red Bulls where it's like you get 89 calories, and that was just like a couple months, like not even a couple months, like a month ago that I was struggling with that, but I'm back off it. Me and caffeine have a will they won't they relationship, just like me and YouTube. And so cut the caffeine out. Anxiety went down majorly. Still have my bouts, don't get me wrong, but definitely cutting out the caffeine, or that much caffeine. Oh my god. 100, they had like 180, which is not like weak compared to like Celsiuses who are out here pumping 200. I don't know people who drink 2 Celsiuses a day, and your daily caffeine intake that's like safe, which is not even as safe. It's just like, don't go over this or you're going to have a heart condition. It's 400 milligrams. I know people who drink that and more a day. They need to cut that crap out. Anyway, so I cut out caffeine. I don't really remember why I was talking about that, but we're gonna go back to my list. So I do my gym, I do my sleep, which cutting out caffeine has definitely helped with my sleep. Then you got next, which I actually, before I did my sleep, I actually had my vitamins. I take my morning vitamins because I'm just a girl who needs her vitamins. I need to probably should start taking iron, because I feel like the majority of women should probably be taking iron, because your period does drain you of a lot of that. But I take my vitamin D, and I take omega-3, because I don't eat things like fish or nuts, which are like the things that have omega-3. A lot of my diet is not very omega-3 rich. So but they are omega-6 rich, and you need to have the omega-3s to balance out the omega-6. So I take my omega-3 supplement, I take my vitamin D supplement. I do not, and you should listen, okay? Listening ears. Don't take vitamin D every day unless you have specific, like, doctor's note telling you should. Because your liver cannot, is it your liver? Your body part, your organ, cannot break it down fast enough for you to fully absorb it within a day. And so you should take it maybe once a week. I take mine once a week. I go on Saturdays. I got an alarm at 7:30. Tells me to take my omega-3. I take my vitamin D. Because I don't get out. I don't get out during the day. Especially come wintertime. I'm inside. Vitamin D helps you with your depression. If you're like, don't, like, not diagnosed. Like, it helps you with, like, not being so sad, is a better way to put it. And I am usually very, got that seasonal sadness here. It kicks in every now and again. And so I take my vitamin D. It helps with that. I don't get a lot of sun. And I take my omega-3s, which I thought would help with my weight loss. There's really no research much to back that up, which I guess whatever makes sense. But I do those. And then my next step, which is the sleep. After sleep, I'm going to try diet. But that one's like the big one. And if I can manage to do that, I feel like I'll have more time to dedicate to things that I love. And I love making videos. And I love doing this podcast. And I love making music. And I want to be able to do these things while also working. Because I'm not planning on doing this for the rest of my life. Like, or not really the rest of my life, but like for my career. I don't want to do this for my career. I have my college degree that I work towards. I have all that fun stuff. So it's like, if I'm not getting paid for this, I'm still gonna do it because I find it fun, and I find this podcast a great way to let out my thoughts instead of having a dream journal. instead of what's his name? What's up from Shark Boy and Lava, freaking minus head ass. Stole my dream journal. I don't remember what he said. Anyway, instead of having some sort of like journal writing out, I don't like to write so much, my hand cramps. So I will do my podcast and I'll get my little thoughts out this way. Ayo. So, yeah. Thank you for listening. Hopefully I'll be able to do this more as I continue with my progression of getting better and, not being a complete slob. Oh my god, that was another step. I started, taking a shower every day. Woof. I know. I did not shower every day. I showered, on a good time of my life. I was showering every other day, which is not the best, but it was what I did. Okay. It is normal. I feel like it's normal. I feel like people are out here for the longest time. I felt like people were lying to me, saying like, "Oh, I shower every day." It's like a bullshit. You do not. How do you have the energy to do that every day? Liar. And then I started showering every day after I go to the gym, and I was like, "Oh my god, I feel so nice." Now it's like I wait a day to shower, and I feel like I'm in the Hunger Games. I feel like I'm grimy, I'm dirty, I can feel the filth. So I take a shower every day now. So I started showering every day, and then my fiance, who is just the sweetest of sweethearts, I talked with her about trying to get like more in touch with my feminine side, because I've kind of shut that part off of my life a long time ago when I started dressing more masculine, which like I really enjoy. I enjoy dressing masculine, and I don't really want to change that, really, but I do want to have like something that makes me feel like a girl, because I don't always feel like a girl. A lot of the times I feel like a guy. I feel like a stinky nasty boy, and I'm not a stinky nasty boy, and I love being a girl. There's no doubt in my head. So I want to do stuff that makes me feel more like a girl, and in my head that's hygiene. That's having a skincare routine. That's not fair. There's guys who have skincare routine, but like in my, like the way that I was raised, it's like girls they have the little headband they put on, and they scrub their face with their CeraVe, which I now have. Thank you to my fiance. Shout out to my fiance. Love you. She gave me CeraVe cleanser and lotion, and then she told me to do some other thing for like exfoliate. I don't know what it was, but it's like a moisturizer or something, and I didn't do that because I'm lazy. But I have a little, and she bought me a little headband. He's a little shark. She knows me so well. Got me a little shark, and I put him on my head, and I do my little washing in the morning. I do it before I go take a shower. I'll scrub my face, and then I'll put my exfoliator on, and then I'll get in the shower and rinse it off my face. And then I get out of the shower, and I put my lotion on, and I lotion up my body, and I'm all slick. So I love that. And I light a candle when I take a shower. That's my space. That's my time. Don't take that away from me. Don't take that away from me! I need it. Anyway. I love my showers now, and it makes me feel good. So I'm glad to have them, and I'm glad that I started doing that. Makes me also feel like I'm doing something with my day. I shower. If I don't shower, I feel like I did nothing that day, so I'm glad that it's something that like helps me mentally get in the mindset of doing stuff. So take a shower every day. So yeah, this is my little, and I'm sure I'll probably find another step to throw in there before the diet, before I take on the big boss, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm doing pretty good, and I hope that it keeps working and it keeps going, and that I can do this again sometime. Okay, love you, bye.